Join BobShots Travel on the road to Hana, a classic Maui adventure. Taking advantage of our early vacation jet lag, we got a 5:30 a.m. start from our condo in Kihei, South Maui. Our goal was to make it to the Ohio Gulch, home to the famed Pipiwai Trail and the Ohio pools, by 9 a.m. when the national park opened. Essentially starting our day at the end of the road to Hana and reversing course. We used the highly regarded Shaka Guide app to get the lowdown of places to see and learn a little history along the way. It rained on and off throughout the day, not unusual for this side of Maui. We got some sunshine as well. Find a car to follow behind to make the trip a little more relaxing. Be prepared, the drive contains over 600 turns and over 50 one-lane bridges. There's 3 main approaches to the road to Hana. The most popular, driving to Hana and seeing the sights along the way, turning around at the end of the day. You can also loop all the way around the island, but the roads do get sketchy. We chose to get up early, drive straight past Hana, and do the Pby Trail while you still had a lot of energy. The first waterfall gave us a sense of how much water flow to expect given the recent rains. And all day the waterfalls were pumping way more than usual. No doubt the roads were curvy. Nobody in our car had an issue. If you're prone to car sickness, get lots of air and try not to read anything in the car. Heavy rains caused some downed branches, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. Hey Shaka Guide, tell us about where we're headed.
Now on this loop road to Hana tour, a major stop kinda halfway through the loop is at the Ohio Pools, sometimes called the 7 Sacred Pools at Pipiwai, which is inside the Haleakala National Park. In addition, there is a rigorous 4-mile hike called the Pby Trail, where you can check out a couple of waterfalls and a bamboo forest.
You don't have a constant view of the ocean on this side of the drive, but when it does open up, wow. There's a eucalyptus grove on the left. We'll check out the rainbow ones later. Take another look to your left for the awesome ocean view as we round this corner.
Coming up on your right is Pby Falls. It's a nice little waterfall that usually has a rather light flow, but still.
I'd say we're definitely in the pumping phase.
It's the first shot of bamboo on the right. It's a good idea to pull over and let locals pass. They do know the road a hell of a lot better than we do. When you hit one of the many one-lane bridges, just yield to anybody already on the bridge. We passed some of the popular home fruit stands as we headed to one of our favorite stops, the most popular spot on the road to Hana and a can't-miss stop, Waianapanapa State Park, also known as Black Sand Beach.
Alright. I do.
Can I see Robert or Linda?
Sure.
Perfect. So you guys are good until 10 o'clock again?
We headed out to find a parking spot through a tunnel of trees. You can also camp here, which seems like it'd be an awesome experience. Excitement builds as we pull up to the beach. Head down the stairs for a spectacular overlook. Nature is powerful. What an incredibly unique and beautiful spot. Haha, when you realize that the lava rocks from your garden probably came from a place like this.
Is that a lava tube? Yeah.
My son caught this incredible shot of the lava tube. Black, green, white, and blue, an array of colors in the early morning light. We booked another reservation for the afternoon so we could hit this awesome spot again. A double rainbow was a nice send-off for the last leg of our trip, from Hana to the Ohio Gulch. The flatlands on this side of Hana are popular with local residents, with many houses along the road. And my favorite part of the drive, with spectacular ocean views and awesome sunny weather. It was cool to see a mongoose and its baby running across the road. Most houses have these cool fences made of big lava rocks.
Big old rock fences, You can get a glimpse of the ocean view through the trees on the left.
You see that grove of trees in front of you? Those are mango trees. Big daddy.
The road can get a bit narrower here and is a mix of well-paved and some sketchiness, although there's recent construction in the area. That's Mahihiku Falls in the distance, at 80 feet, the tallest you can see from the road. And the stunning view of the falls as you drive over the bridge. We arrived at Haleakala National Park just after 9 a.m. and started the famed Pby Trail with an elevation gain of nearly 700 feet and a 4-mile round trip. One of the highlights of the road to Hana, with a number of awesome sights. About a half-mile into the trip, you come across Mahihiku Falls, clocking in at 200 feet high.
There's some really cool banyan trees along the hike.
The trail crossed over the raging waters several times. Listen in to get a sense of how powerful the water was. At the other side of the bridge, the first of the bamboo forest.
No jumping, because I know we're all about to jump, right? It's an impressive tree. Gotta stay dry?
More or less.
It's all relative.
The boardwalk trail through the bamboo made the hiking easier, while creating a surreal scene.
This is cool. It's like an enchanted trail.
Definitely some Instagram-worthy spots along this trail. Get your first look at majestic Waimoka Falls, falling 400 feet. With the heavy rains, even more waterfalls got into the act. Approaching the falls across the lush valley floor. This part was pretty surreal too.
Oh, that smells good. Is that honeysuckle? It smells like it too. Hey.
For fellow travelers enjoying the view as we reach the end of the trail at this epic spot. Wow. I love how these slow motion shots show off the waterfall. The area is known for flash floods, which can turn placid water into a raging downpour. So keep your eyes and ears out. Although a little less rain would have been nice, the hike to the Pipiwai Trail was one of the highlights of our trip. Let's head back down the trail to the Ohio Pools. The trail was like walking down the stream at some points, and the rain continued on and off. If you're in reasonable shape, I recommend you make it one of the must-stops on the road to Hana. After finishing the Pby Trail, we headed down to the Ohio Pools, sometimes known as the Seven Sacred Pools. Once a popular local swimming hole, swimming is now outlawed here. As you can see, the water can get deadly rough, and conditions can turn on a dime. When you hear about a brown water advisory in Maui, pay attention. It's when water from these streams push organic debris into the ocean, attracting fish and thus sharks. Stay out of the water, my friend. We stopped at Hamoa Beach on the way back to Hana. I flew my drone and watched a group of surfers. The water was blue but powerful. The surfer hops off the lava rock to get closer to the lineup. Check out the waves breaking from above. Look close on the left and you'll see some surfers. As a fan of surfing in landlocked Atlanta, it was cool to get shots of the surfer from above. That's me on the right getting my drone ready to fly. For lunch, we stopped at I Lava Tacos, a solid taqueria among a bunch of food trucks on the south side of Hana. After lunch, we headed back to Black Sand Beach for our afternoon reservations. No pun intended, but this place rocks. Parts of the beach are more like tiny polished pebbles than sand, although there was some legit black sand. A study of contrast of black and white. My son and I took the coastal path to the Waiananapapa blowhole and checked out the view of the impressive sea arch. Along the way, we found nature's inspiration for the candy corn. The tropical trees and plants added a cool element to the hike.
Go now while we can.
The trail rises to the top of the cliffs about 30 to 40 feet up. Look out for the powerful waves. The contrast to the green plants on the black lava rock was mind-blowing. It almost felt like you were on a different planet. The incredible combination of elements made this one of my favorite spots in all of Maui.
we getting closer?
Taking a picture of the blowhole. Check out the sea spray coming over the cliffs. With the waves flying in the air after pounding off the cliffs, it was almost like watching a fireworks show.
Yeah, you think you're like, hey, I'm on a cliff 30 feet above the ocean, and what? You can't get to me here, and then see the splash over your head. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
My son got nailed by that splash.
Oh, dude. That sucks. If it makes you feel better, I at least got it on video.
Kinda. You can see how soaked Miles got. Even if you don't go all the way to the blowhole, take the trail to the first point for some awesome views and a different perspective. The next stop was a brief visit to the Kaihani Peninsula to visit Aunt Sandy's and take home some of their famous banana bread. I took another drone flight to find this cool waterfall that I'd seen on YouTube, one of the last stops of the day. Just wait until you see it. That rock on the right is from Jurassic Park, next to one of the coolest waterfalls I've ever seen. I found this awesome spot on a guy's drone video on the road to Hana. I asked him where it was and he told me, but warned me that it was a dangerous place to fly where you could easily lose connection. I had a little too much confidence that I could pull it off. I wasn't able to get my drone to fly back to me due to the obstacle avoidance sensors, so I looked for a spot to land. I found a clearing by the road and headed that way. I inched closer but lost connection before I could land. Oh, so close, but yet so far. Goodbye, Mavic Pro. The Rainbow Eucalyptus Grove was our next stop on the way back. There's not a good place to park, but we were able to stop and take a look, since there was no traffic. Our last stop on the road to Hana was to stop at Ho'okipa Beach Park to watch the surfers from the cliff. If you're trying to see all that the road to Hana has to offer, it does make for a long day, but it's definitely worth it. One of the most adventurous and rewarding days on our trip to Maui. Subscribe now so you don't miss all the cool spots on Maui, like Haleakala Volcano and the nearby island of Lanai. Next stop, Air Maui, doors off adventure. Click that BobShots button on the left and join us for more of our travels around the world. Click notify for more from Maui.